Welcome to the Body Science Podcast. As always, the information contained in this podcast is for the information purposes only and is not designed to diagnose or be prescriptive to treat, prevent, or manage any injury, disease, or other health-related condition.
Welcome to Body Science HQ, the world of fit, happy and healthy. And today I've got two of our shark favourites on. How are you, girls?
Yeah, good, thanks, Greg. Thank you. Excited to have a chat today, so thanks for having me on. Yes, thank you.
Perfect. So I've got Tiana Penitani. Here we go. I'm going to laugh the whole thing now. I'm sorry. It's not that that's funny. It's just that we were just talking about how I'm terrible at pronouncing names, and I had to look twice before I actually said that. That's good. And Tayla Preston. So
yes.
You two, let's get into this like straight away. Why is the Cronulla Sharks the best women's rugby league team in the history of the sport?
Well, that's an easy one. No, I just think, the Cronulla Sharks have been at the forefront of women's rugby league for a really long time, and it was unfortunate that they weren't one of the foundation teams back in 2018. They did apply for it, but it obviously wasn't the NRL's place to have them included yet. So they've been working away for a really long time in the Harvey Norman system.
Yep.
And to potentially then be granted a license in the NRLW. And then, we were stoked to have been able to achieve that in 2023. And, it's just like the Cronulla community, you can speak more on this, Tay. It lives and breathes rugby league and the Cronulla Sharks as well. So, it's just such an awesome community to represent. And, as a team, we love it. We're from our footy. Yeah.
Are you both Shire girls? Are you both living in the Shire?
Taylor's born and bred. We both live in the Shire.
Yeah.
I'm from the other side of Parapoy Bridge. I grew up in Rivercross, so it is suburbs. Southeast girl. Ventured over when my hubby was playing for the Sharks, but Taylor's born and bred. Yeah. And I've grown up here my whole life, and like T touched on that, we've got such a cool community here, and they get right behind us. And I think, we had some of the pioneers of the game, with Ruan Simpson, Alana Ferguson back in the day, trying to, kickstart where we are today. So, it's a huge testament now to be a part of it. It's something really special. And I just love running out here, and all our community, they cheer us on. And it's so cool to see so many little girls now cheering us on and wanting to be where we are. And, so awesome. And we've got such a cool system with going on at the moment with all our real best mates. And I love that we get to do that, pretty much 4 days a week, 5 days a week. So it's pretty good.
Let's talk about the pathway. Do you see the Cronulla or the Shire region as being a major contributor to women's rugby league in the future? There's a lot happening in that space?
Yeah, there definitely is. I think rewind of obviously 5 to 10 years ago, there were no junior female pathways, and there was no, female participation in rugby league because there wasn't any opportunity for them. And then fast forward through 2018 when the NRLW did kick off, there's been so much growth over the last 6 years in the junior women's space, particularly at grassroots. And you've now got all the way down to under 10. That built all the way through to our junior reps, which is now under 17, Lisa Fiola. So it's pretty incredible to see. And when we're at our games at Shark Park, there's all these little junior girls that have got our jerseys with our names on the back of their jerseys now that want to be the next Taylor Preston, want to be the next Quincy Dodd, and absolutely frothy. So it's pretty incredible to see what the transition has been over the last 6 years.
And what is the management at the Sharks, and let's forget the NRL for a second, but at the Sharks doing for you to help you promote and increase that participation in women's sports? Are they pushing you heavily in that space to get out in community?
Yeah, so we did last year. We did some just Junior Blitz. Yeah, Junior Blitz. It was a Junior Blitz. We went out to all our local clubs. Us girls, about 2 or 3 of us that went to each junior rugby league club, and we did a 1 hour session with them there, and just to get involved with the young girls and talk to them about footy, talk to them about life outside of footy, and explain the pathways and opportunities that they now have, which was pretty cool. And I know for us, we all love doing that because at the end of the day, we were one of them, and back there, and you just want to aspire to be a rugby league player. And I think it's pretty cool to see now the growth of where it is. And I think we're probably doing that in a couple of weeks soon too. And the girls' game's just grown drastically in the Shire, and we love it, and I love to see it. And it's so good. And now you've got your little rivalries within the local teams of who they play with, which is pretty cool. And I know that we all laugh because some of us have played for local clubs, and it's pretty cool to just be able to go out there in the community and support those girls and train with them as well, which is pretty cool.
Do those programs have the young boys in them as well, or is it purely aimed at female sport?
The blitz that we did last season was women's only. So, we were all delegated to clubs around the region. They were in like groups of 2 to 4.
Yep.
And just went out there and visited them at training and helped run some drills and do some coaching. And we have a really strong connection with our community team as well here at the Cronulla Sharks. So you've got Jada Taylor and Emma Sonagato that also work for the club in the community space that do a lot of work with the community team on a day-to-day basis. So they cover a lot there as well with that department of the club. And then like myself, I coach at Endeavour Sports High, the junior pathways alongside Corbin Baxter. So there's that connection as well, looking for high school students to then filter into our under 17s and under 19s programs when they come of age. I feel like we are covering all bases as a club, and hope to do lots more of it.
Nice. These young girls that you talk to in the community get out to, do they care about the money and the gender gap in pay at the moment? Like, are they talking about, and this is probably a loaded question, you can tell me to shut up if you want. We all know the male side's paid a lot more than the female side. It's out in the public. There's nothing hidden in that. But do these young girls see what you're doing as where sport can really change their lives in the future? Like at the moment, you just said you hold a job, you're coaching, you're doing all the things you're doing. So to be an elite athlete right now is like, look at the female state of origin. It was something unbelievable to watch. And the numbers were through the roof, which is, I'm so glad, like, give those soccer things a go. But it's too many people back in soccer in Australia. Let's get back to rugby league. But it's nice to see the numbers. But do the kids and the mums, do they come up to you and go, how did you do it? What do we do? You know, if you're going to be a professional athlete in the next 10 years, obviously rugby league's going to come up. It's not going to be that long that we can keep having different pay rates between male and female. I mean, that's a given. What's coming? Do you have to address that a lot in the marketplace that you're talking, like when you're taking these shows on the road?
Yeah, look, to be honest, like for me, completely honest, not really. I just think like it's the age, the majority of like the age group that we work with, like at that level, they're too young to kind of understand what the impact is at the moment.
Yep.
I think it's more once they are out of high school and once they are into rep systems, which are still quite new. Like the game is still in its infancy. So I guess for us, like even those girls, the girls that we have in our that make up our top 28 in our development system, like I think they're really just realising what the impact of money can kind of have, because when you're at that age, you're at school, all your mates are either working at Macca's or you'll be only paid to play footy part-time. So I guess it's kind of similar to what the boys' junior rep system is. I think once you sign your first NRLW contract and you hear the stories from the girls that are older, like, for example, myself, my first contract was with the Dragons and it was $3,000. And that was the minimum contract, whereas now our minimum is north of $30,000. And that's for like just a top 24 player. So I think once you sign your first NRLW contract and you actually see that you can make a bit of money in the game now, that's when you kind of think about it. Is that right in saying that? Yeah, I think so. I think you've nailed it there. Like, I agree. I think a lot of girls, like you said, you probably don't realise just yet how good and how big the game's going to grow soon. And I feel like girls are just, more worried about just getting an opportunity to play rugby league because, 5-6 years ago probably didn't get many opportunities to actually play. So I think a lot of girls are more focused on actually just having a run around and trying to go through the pathway systems. And then, like he said, once you get that development phase, you can kind of see, well, I can actually have a real future in the game with the way it's heading and the pace and stuff like that as well. So I think it's pretty exciting. Yeah, I think keyword there is like the way it's heading, and it does need to keep moving in the right direction in that sense. And that like comes down to sponsorship and I guess like the investment from broadcasting, right, and the NRL and all of the nitty gritty that makes up the salary cap. But we are in the best position that we've ever been in as a game. And like in reality, when you're looking at the pro rata salary, it's actually not that far off what the boys make on the lower end. Okay. When you're pro rata to a full-time salary. So because we are only we're on contracts for the year, but our season only runs around 5 to 6 months in the year. They pro-rata those salaries. So, they're not the same. Like, they're definitely down the bottom end of the boys. But I guess, over time, if we keep moving in that direction and keep on the up, we need to keep on the up and up. And I guess, looking at the the viewership, like you said, from the women's state of origin. You've got to put the product in front of the fans. You've got to put the product in front of the investors and the stakeholders for them to actually see what it can be and see the potential to then invest in it and back it. So, yeah, the more eyes we can get on women's rugby league, the better for the game. Yeah, for sure. I think even growing up when I was younger, like, I know I did a talk with a different board, and I used to say, like, you can't be what you can't see, which I think now is really important because, you know, now, like pieces of broadcasting, everything like that, now a lot of young females can actually see the pathways ahead of them and see, you know, hopefully in a couple of years I could be doing that too. And I think that's really important for our game. And yeah, like you said, as long as we're going up, that's the main thing, and keep on that trajectory. But too, I think too, like, you know, you see the quality of the game getting better, and that comes down to now there's actually proper pathway systems where you can actually develop as a player instead of coming in when, you know, 20, 22, trying to learn the game fresh. Now you can actually practice when you're 14, 15 and learn the skills in that stage too. So yeah, it's pretty important.
That's awesome. Do you think that and this is might be a question you guys go, this is a stupid question again, Greg, but I'm full of them at the moment.
Yeah.
Do you think there should, in the future, the women's game will have a different set of rules to the men's game or different criterias in place? Do you think it should evolve as its own sport? Still, rugby league obviously is the base of it, but it has its own flair for the football that you play?
It depends on what kind of adjustments you're talking about. I mean, I know that there's been talk of potentially decreasing the size of the ball. And I mean, something like that. It's definitely a hot topic and a hot debate around that. I think, like, there's not really much that you can modify apart from the rule that we play at the moment. It's 40-30 instead of 40-20. But you see someone like Ali Brigginshaw kick some of the one of the best 40-20 in the game in general. Yeah. So yeah, I guess like it's definitely up for debate. Like, personally, I love the game the way it is. I wouldn't really want to make changes. I do want to see the women's game go to 80 minutes. I think with the athleticism in the game now and having served that many years under the belt, like to strengthen and condition the body to the game, I think we are in a place now where we could push to 80 minutes. So yeah, I think that's probably the only change that I would like to see. But no, I don't think I would see many changes. Yeah, I agree. I think I know that I remember 2 years ago we tested a smaller ball and I remember as a kicker I tried kicking it and it went about 20 metres less than what it would normally. And I was like,
you're playing with my stats.
I have small hands, but I'm like, I'd prefer to have a bigger ball and kick it further and stuff like that. So I know that they did try that a couple of years ago just like to test it out. And like you said, in the 80 minutes, I think when I first started, we did play 80 minutes. And back then, I think the score was maybe like, about 100-0 in one of our games. They had to call it early. And I think just after that, they changed the rule. But I think the game's come so far from that in terms of the quality of the game and stuff like that now. So I think now we're like at a stage where we can increase it to 80 minutes. And I think probably seeing that with the state of origin, you know, I feel like if there was another 10 minutes in that game, you know, could have been a different result, or even in game 2, I think, you know, it's a different ball game. And I think even in some of the NRLW games, I think there was maybe 2 or 3 that were decided by field goal. So, you know, I think that extra 10 minutes would make a big difference in terms of fatigue and stuff like that in the players, and might open the game up a little bit more. And I guess add a bit more flair, like you said. So again, I probably wouldn't change too many besides that was like what Steve said.
And do you think when you eventually go to all franchises having teams, and so it's the same as the boys league, do you think you should play the same day as the guys, or do you want to keep it separate and grow your own game, grow your own sponsors, and do your own thing?
You're all the hard-hitting questions here.
Well, yeah, I told you I was having one of those days before we started.
Honestly, how good would it be to have rugby league on 7 days a week? I mean, like, that would be for the spectators and the fans. Like, you would absolutely love that. Who knows what the future's going to hold? To be honest, at the moment, it's just the way that, like, what we're so used to is like sharing airtime with the men. And to be fair, like some players do love playing in the double and triple headers before the boys, because you do get the men's crowd. It's so lively, and the club really boosts those days.
Yep.
But hopefully when the game is as big as the women, having just as many franchise teams as the men, then yeah, maybe we do need to start looking at playing games on heaps of different days. I think that would be cool. Like, it'd be a great move. Yeah. It'd be footy 24/7.
While we're talking about game day and playing, what's your favourite stadium while we got you? Like, what is... I've walked out on stage with nobody there and just gone, wow. Like, you watch on TV and you go, oh, that must suck not seeing that many people at a game. But when you actually get to walk on a field, it's something special in that. Like, I haven't played on one. Where are you guys at in your favourite stadiums?
That's a really good question. I think that the emotion, personally, for me, is Shark Park.
Good answer. Solid, good answer. Clever. Sponsor's dream. Sponsor's dream.
No, seriously though, like the stadiums that you can walk out in, like they're huge. Like a place like Suncorp at State of Origin is pretty incredible, and knowing like the history behind Suncorp is amazing. But I think for me personally, like running out on Shark Park is something really special, and I love how small it is, and it's like
so it's personal, isn't it?
Personal feel. Like a lot of stages playing these days are just so big, and for us, half the time, 3/4 of that big. So like when you play at home and it's packed out, sorry, I'm going to no, you're sweet. No, I think like Steve said, obviously like Shark Park has like a really special personal connection. And I think for me too, obviously growing up in the community, it's really special to me. I know I still get really like nervous when I run out here every time. Like even having times we train on this field, I feel like it's just a really cool atmosphere. But I also think Suncorp, I know I've lucky enough to play I think it's 2 years ago up there, and and Goosebumps running out there. Just I think because of the history of the game and the big important games that have been played up there, I think to me was pretty surreal. And even though I'm a big New South Wales supporter, but I think Suncorp, with the history and stuff like that, I think that was pretty cool, and something I feel like I could always be proud to say I got to play there. So very fortunate to play there, I guess, as well.
Yeah, nice. And tell me these days, like from a body science perspective, and like I was telling you before we started, we've got a female CEO now, we've got a female head of marketing. Most of our marketing staff are actually very clever, talented young females as well.
I bet.
Are you getting a lot of the corporate work now? Like, are you guys getting asked to turn up to a lot of the corporate versus where that would have been a boys' domain a couple of years ago?
I think she's probably best to answer this one. Yes and no. Like, I think they're like, depending on what club you're at, they're pretty good at sharing the load in terms of like corporate events and promos that you have to attend. We do like under contract, we are obliged to attend a certain amount of events per year.
Yep.
So they do delegate pretty well and share the load. But I think there's so much more of an appetite for the women's game that now events are requesting female specific players rather than like in previous years. It's like, we'll get 3 of the boys and send 1 of the girls as well. But now there are events that are really asking for the women in the corporate space, and it's awesome. It's so cool to be able to go and speak in front of crowds that don't have a sporting background and to share stories.
Yeah, that'd be epic, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then the conversations that come out the back of those and the networking that comes out the back of that is really, really awesome. And I guess, there's such an appetite for the women's space that, we are, I guess, being exposed to a lot more of that these days.
And who do you think this is a shit question again, I'm so sorry. Which corporates in Australia do you think are really getting behind female sport?
Well, Quest, first and foremost.
Yeah. You're just off camera there. We just can't see it, but it's on the front of your shirt, isn't it? Yep, there we go. Yep, perfect. Go Quest. Yep.
But in all seriousness, like Quest, I say Quest because not only because they're one of our major partners, but I went to Emma Sonagano and I went to an International Women's Day lunch that they hosted up in Melbourne, and to see the way that they treat women in the workplace and they implemented something like maternity leave and then like all of these new leave policies that most companies haven't even heard of yet that are based around women and what women go through, like menopausal leave and all of that kind of thing. And they're headed by a man that's at the forefront of their company. And just to see the way that they treat women in the workplace and to know that their place is in their space as well is something that we really align with as a team. And it's brands like Quest that need to really get behind women's sport and invest. I don't think they realise the magnitude of their investment in sport and how much that actually means it filters all the way down to grassroots. Because without them and without sponsors and like CSC as well, you guys are an incredible part of what we do as well, in fueling us. And without brands like yourself and Quest, that invest in us, like we can't go and do what we do. We don't have the opportunity to do stuff like this, and to go and share what we know to grassroots and the next generation.
Yeah, that's awesome. You've got a really good commercial team though. Like they're pretty special.
Yeah, very lucky. Yeah, we are very fortunate.
Okay, we're gonna get off the hard questions about sponsors and grassroots and all that, and we're gonna ask some really fun questions now. Like traveling together can be tough. Who don't you like rooming with?
They're all going to say this one is the team test, and I'll say it. See, and you know what? When if you're ever around the group, she'll nitpick, and then the moment people bite back at her, I'm like, what do you mean? What are you so angry? He is such a shit stirrer. Then he did it. Yeah.
Are you still walking around at 2:00 in the morning after a game, like in the room, just doing laps in the room? One of those?
I'm poking them.
Are you asleep? You sleep?
Oh, I love to chat. So I know Ellie was back with me all last year, and she would just pretend she was asleep, so I'd stop talking.
That's cool.
But I think she my fake tan. No one wants to root. Oh, yeah. Rude reeks of fake tan because she's, I'm not a day goes by where she's not in fake tan.
Hang on, that's one of your rituals already. Is that a pre-game ritual? You play better?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it has to. Look good, feel good.
I don't know what to say. I'm just fake tan before you run. I haven't heard that one. I'm 25 years in sport. I've never heard that one.
It's what happens, Greg, when you come to the dark side and you're sticking with the girls. There's a lot that you learn. There's tan rating, there's fake tanning, there's eyelashes, whole new world that you probably haven't heard of.
We'll have to launch a fake tan together so you can actually share in the profits of that. Let's get it out there for sure.
I think it's
Exactly.
You got your brand name back on the right cup. Somewhere else.
Halfway there. Okay, who's been playing rugby league the longest?
Out of us two or in our whole team?
Out of you two and your team, who's?
Out of our whole team, I might say Holly Wheeler. No, I think maybe you. But that's, no. When did you? Me and Quincy actually. Maybe? You and Quincy? No, I know me and Quincy and Tyler started together, but I think Quincy played. Yeah, I think it might be the little Cronulla trio, Tyler, and Taylor. Because you guys came through the junior rep. Yeah, we did. Yeah. We came through the junior system here, so I think we played together 2016, 2017. Yeah. So they won the inaugural Tasha Gale. They won second year. Oh, the second year. Yeah. So when the Tasha Gale competition started, these girls came through that.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, we've been through game day rituals. I just want to step back on that again. How the fuck did that become a game day ritual? After you said that, I thought, I jog on. I thought, you know what? I need to ask, how did that actually become a game day ritual?
I don't know. I know why. Because I felt like I used to always wish I was tan growing up.
Yeah.
And then I used to always think how you're a little kid, you always think the bright fruits make you run faster. So I had this concept in my head that if I was more tan I was, the faster I'd run, and that's why.
So glad you said that, not me.
There.
So glad you said that, not me.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And then it just stuck. I think I played one game without fake tan, and I had a shocker, and it was that's why I played bad. I had no tan on.
Oh, that's the best. We are so going to make one. Okay, do you guys eat before you play? Are you classic vomiters? Are you classic I don't eat anything, or what do you do?
Nah, I mean, it sounds bad, but sometimes I'll have Cocoa Pops, or I'll have a bacon stick roll. Don't let my see. But I'll probably have a bacon egg sandwich or something, but I think I try to keep it very natural to what I would do during the week. I feel like.
So you're a Cocoa Pops, bacon and egg type girl?
Bacon and egg. Just eat it like an athlete.
But
cool. I just keep it very similar to what I do, because I think the times that I've changed it up, I've felt really sick, and I don't know whether it's become really nauseous before the game and stuff like that. And I think I've just stuck to what agrees with my body and stuff. But I don't keep it yet naturally again. But I'm going to just say it's taken me years to kind of perfect my game day eating, because I'm someone that used to probably underfuel a little bit. So we're very fortunate to have Katie Edmonds, who's our nutritionist here. So I worked with her just to kind of, hone in on my James Day eating, but mine's pretty boring. Like, it's nothing interesting. It's just more around like the timing of when I eat. So like breakfast would be something like scrambled eggs and a coffee, and then lunch would be, I don't know, like a salad or a wrap or a sandwich. And then as we kind of tick down towards kick off is like little snacks that are really carby. So like heaps of jam toast, some pretzels, a banana, and then pre-workout before I play. Pre-workout before I play for the county. So I think it's pretty hard. Like our 11 o'clock game, I feel like it's a hard one. Yeah, I feel like I'm still waking up. Yeah, you try to feel properly before that game, and it's like you're going to get up earlier, and it kind of throws your body out a little bit, I feel, and you want to make sure you're feeling like properly before you play, but you also kind of have that small time frame to be able to do so. So it's a bit, but I find that one tricky, for sure.
Yeah, okay. It is a tough one. It's so personal. Got to admit, though, I haven't heard Cocoa Pops and Bacon Egg. You're two from two now? Like, you're 2 from 2.
No, I'm not gone from at least I'm honest.
Exactly. I love it. Okay, best advice you're ever given as a player?
Well, it's probably really cliche, but nothing worth having comes easy. I live by that, and growing up being naturally talented, people can very quickly catch up on you, and I guess through injury and through like non-selection and stuff, you can either go one of two ways, and I think being challenged and going through adversity and building that resilience is something that I kind of find really rings true to me, and it's a message that I pass down to younger athletes as well. It's like nothing worth having comes easy. You got to work hard to get what you want. It's not just going to kind of be given to you on a silver platter.
Love that.
Yeah, I love that. I think
there's some tough shoes to follow. Let's go.
Yeah,
Eat Cocoa Pops.
Eat Cocoa Pops. No, I think like I love what she says. Like, I think she's a true leader in our team, and that's why she's our captain for a reason. And I love when she says those. Like, I know she said it a couple of times last year too, and I feel that really resonates with a lot of the girls in our team too. So, I always love hearing when she says those ones. So I think mine probably just like I know when I've chatted to people throughout the years, it's always just about me doing the 1%ers, whether they're noticed or not noticed. I think it doesn't matter. It's what counts for you. And I think, your 1%ers of what's going to get you through, hopefully, when it comes down to the crunch time in a game or things like that, that you've practiced for those moments, especially probably to me, my position. I think, it's not just doing your bare minimum and tick a box and leave the field. I think it's, always making sure you're doing your 1%ers. And again, just doing them for yourself, I think, because at the end of the day, you're going to help your team when it comes down to it, because you've practiced for it. So I think for me, that's been really important. To always do that, whether you're at training or outside of training on your off days. I feel like for me, your off days shouldn't really just be your off day to just clock off. I know some people say that, but I think for me, you can always be doing something to get better. And for last year, that was probably my big motivator, was to try go down to the park and do things, because at the end of the day, people want to be where you are, and I want to make sure that I can, perform to the best of my ability. So,
Love that. Good answers. Solid. Tick for
everything.
Yeah. I'm feeling inspired. On the other side of this, what do you tell yourself when you throw a bad ball or miss a tackle or something on the field?
Oh, God. Oh, you idiot. What are you doing? I'm like, oh, God, I hope my coach didn't do that. Yeah. That's a really good question, because I feel like it's something that's really prevalent in the women's space is confidence and self-belief. And like, I know for myself, I've done a lot of work with my self-confidence and belief, and it's all mental. Like, it's seriously all mental. And I think what you touched on really well with your preparation. I know personally for me, the more prepared I am, the more confidence I have in myself. So like doing those 1%ers and like leaving no stone unturned helps my head just like stay cool when I go out there. I'm like, there's nothing more I could have done. Yep. I'm just going to go out there and play footy. If I drop a ball, I know for me, I get pretty pissed off on myself, and I want to absolutely level out the next person that I have to tackle just so I can make up for it.
I'll be watching for that next time I watch. Yeah.
If you see me if you drop a ball, but what's my next friend you said, and you'll see that I'm up to angry. So that's probably everything to aggro.
The last big question. If you weren't playing rugby league, what would you be doing in less than 2 minutes?
Actually...
Should I say goodbye now in case it cuts us off? Goodbye? No, sorry.
That was not really fun. No, I think I grew up playing soccer and rugby league, and I remember my soccer coach used to always get angry at me because I'd rock up with bruises all on my legs and say I'm too sore to play, and he'd be like, you didn't make a decision, soccer or rugby league.
Is that right? Really?
Yeah, he got pretty anxious.
You must have been very good then.
Yeah, I was like, I can do graphics like that, but obviously, I'm glad to choose rugby league, but hopefully I still have pursued soccer, I guess, or I don't know what else I would have done. Maybe soccer or fish at home. But no, I would have loved to have been a professional surfer. I could barely surf.
With you on that.
But the lifestyle was amazing as a kid. I was, in love. I love the beach. So, yeah, I would have loved to do that in another life. In an old life.
You still have time.
Yeah, exactly right. You're not that old.
Hey, before we get cut off, I just want to say thanks so much for coming on. It's been really cool chatting with you two. You're very inspirational athletes, and I know the team here just loves being on board with the team there at the Sharks. It's one of our favourite teams, and so what I want to say to you is you girls are just really inspirational and motivational, and I love what you bring to rugby league. I truly, truly do, and I can't thank you enough for being part of our team.
Thank you so much, Greg. No, we love being part of the Voice Class team, but thank you for having us. Yeah, it's fun. Thank you. We appreciate it. And, we love everything you're doing for the game too, and for female athletes and females, in the workspace as well. So we're really fortunate to speak with you today too. So thank you.
That might get you two to come up and chat to our team one day soon in the boardroom. Get it going.
Yeah. Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks heaps. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.